What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another adventure here at the Outpost. It is time for a new adventure. June has rolled into myth. We now begin July, but we must first begin by checking the haul. And we got a plethora of good titles tonight. So I thought I'd take you through them. I'm going to try and move kind of quickly because it is a lot of titles to get through. So we are going to party with my collections first, then the Blu-rays, then the 4K's, and finally those big old boy Steelbooks. But before we begin, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and let's party down. First up in the collection haul is the Batman 4-film collection. I picked this up during Prime Day, and I am very excited to give these bad boys a go around, especially Batman and Robin, my favorite of these ones. It is actually this one. After that is another collection, the Critters collection. I've seen all 4 of these, but I was probably like 11 years old, and I couldn't tell you a goddamn thing that happens in them, other than Leonardo DiCaprio is in the 3rd one. So when I saw this, I knew I had to pick this up. I'm going to have to give this a watch again soon. See how these movies hold up, if they are even as scary as they were when I was a kid. Family joins the crew when we ride in with the Fast and the Furious. Yeah, I bought it. Did it. Even though I hate most of these movies, I still did it. I got it on Prime Day, so it was a good deal. And I think these movies will probably be pretty solid in 4K. I mean, there's not really much to say about them. I like some of them. I hate most of them. It's a film franchise. But going to one of my favorite franchises from one of my least favorite franchises is the Indiana Jones collection. I am super happy that I got this. I was a little worried I wasn't going to because the Steelbooks sold out online about like a week before it was due to come out. So I got really worried I wasn't going to get these. But I went to Best Buy and they had one left. I love this collection. I've watched all 4 of these movies already because Indiana Jones is one of my favorite film franchises. And the last on the collection haul is the Hobbit Steelbook trilogy. I only saw these once in theaters, so I'm really excited to watch them again. I know they weren't as good as the Lord of the Rings, but I still just love this universe. So I'm excited to watch these, especially because they have the extended versions on them. And I wonder if I'll like them more the same way that I like the Lord of the Rings more. And now we begin the Blu-rays. Starting us off is a great old romantic comedy about last night. I really like this movie. I haven't seen it in a long while, so I'm super excited to give that one another watch. After that is Antebellum. I have still not gotten to watch this yet. I remember seeing the trailer back in 2019 and was like, this looks really cool. And I still get to watch it, but I'll get there. We have the Netflix movie Ava. I like this because they put out a movie on physical media. The one thing I hate about all these movies coming out on streaming is that when a good one comes along, they never get a release for me to buy. And I want to buy them. Even if I do have the streaming, I don't care. I just like collecting. Give them to me. This movie. So I got a collection from a woman on Facebook Marketplace who was selling 50 movies for $50. So naturally, I hopped onto that because it had some good titles in there and some that weren't so good. And one of those that's not so good that is in this collection is Beyond Skyline. I haven't seen this movie, but I've seen the first Skyline, and that movie was garbage. So I can only imagine how bad this one is. That never had a theatrical release and just went right to home video. Another movie that came from this woman, The Big Year. Jack Black, Steve Martin, Owen Wilson. I think it's about bird watching. Never seen it. I totally forgot it was a movie until it showed up in that collection. Um, I'll get around to it. Brothers. This is a really good movie. I got this for like $1. The second I saw it, I was like, I have to get it because I had never seen this movie. It was one that snuck past me, and I always wanted to. And I was right for always wanting to. That movie is awesome. From the woman I got Captain America: The First Avenger. I had it on DVD. I didn't have it on Blu-ray, so I'm glad to have this one a part of the collection, especially with the slipcover, because I have the other two with slipcovers also. It's just nice to have slipcovers. They look aesthetically pleasing to me. The first new movie of 2021 to come out on this list that I picked up is The Courier. This movie came out back in March. It's Benedict Cumberbatch, and he is a spy for MI6. This movie is really good. I like this a lot. I remember when I first saw it, I wondered, like, was it actually good, or was it just that I hadn't seen a movie in so long? So then I watched it again. I was right. It's a good movie. Part of the collection from the woman is Cyrus. I'd never even heard of this movie, and I have yet to watch it. But it's got Marissa Tomei in it, so that's enticing. Dirty Grandpa. It's a terrible movie. It's stupid, but funny at the same time. I like all kinds of comedy, and I will laugh at anything. So even though I know that movie is fucking terrible, I still enjoyed watching it because I like stupid comedy. Another movie that we got from this lady, The Double. Never even heard of it. Still haven't watched it, but it is one I definitely will get around to because I like both those actors. So why not? Due Date is another one that came in the ladies' collection. I am not the biggest fan of this movie. I think Zach Galifianakis is. By the time it's not that I don't like him because I loved him in Out Cold and the first Hangover. I think it was just that they gave too much of him too soon. They didn't spread it out, and this is probably like the most excessive one of his Zach Galifianakis shtick. Just wasn't for me. Another one from the ladies' pile, Everything Must Go. Never heard of it before, but it's got Will Ferrell. And it looks like Will Ferrell being somewhat serious, so we'll give that one a try, see how it is. Another movie that I had never heard of until it came out, and that was Explorers. This is a really cool 80s science fiction movie with a young Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix. I was very glad that I picked this up. That was a solid movie. Finding Forrester. I'm going to move that over. Finding Forrester. It's a good movie. Solid. Just fine drama. The horrible but absolutely entertaining Gemini Man. Spoiler alert, seeing that movie cracked me up because at the end, when Will Smith is fighting young Will Smith and then younger Will Smith shows up as a third variant, I was dying laughing in the theater. That movie is absolutely hilariously silly, and you should watch it. Another movie that is hilariously silly, but not in a good way, Godzilla, King of Monsters. This franchise, every single movie, I feel the same way. The action is really dope, and everything else is dog shit. But just a good movie that does not make, even if it is as entertaining as it is. The Good Lie. I got this at the Dollar Tree. It was legit $1. Reese Witherspoon, love her, so obviously had to pick this up. I've never heard of this movie, but it just looks like it's going to be one of those like person going to find themselves type of drama. I'm sure it'll be fine. Another movie that I picked up from that lady that I have never seen, but I can only imagine how terrible it is, and that is Gulliver's Travels. Never saw it when it came out. It always looked dumb to me, but I think I'm going to have to give it a watch. At some point, I might get around to it. An Upgrade that I got for like $1. Hangover Part 2. I hate this movie, but I'm a completionist, so I need to have them. Not only am I a completionist, even if I hate a movie, if I've seen the movie in theaters, I need to own it. It's just got to do it. I don't know why. I'm weird like that. Another Upgrade, Inside Man. This is a really good Spike Lee movie. Denzel and Clive Owen are sick in it. Jodie Foster is great in it. This is a really good, underrated Spike Lee movie, too. This came in the woman's collection. Otherwise, this is a movie that I would never in a million years buy. Never seen it. Don't know if I will watch it. I might just end up selling it. Jack and Jill. That's all that needs to be said. Jack and Jill. And then also in the ladies' collection, I got Johnny English. And Johnny English does something. Reborn. Johnny English Reborn. I've seen the first one. I like slapstick comedy. So that's another one where it's like, even though I know it's a dumb movie, I still enjoy it because I just like slapstick comedy. A much more tolerable Adam Sandler movie. Just go with it. It's got Jennifer Aniston, other people. This one, not as hard to watch as some of his other ones. So that one's got its moments. Another one I got because, I saw it in theaters. Just Married. It's a pretty stupid rom-com, but, still have to buy it. Legends. Legends of the Guardians, The Owls of Gahoo. I've yet to watch this, but it looks absolutely bananas. I need to watch this. Just like the Zack Snyder animated movie, it's about owls fighting other owls. Like, why have I not watched that? I should be watching that. Came in the woman's collection, Life as We Know It. This was the most disappointing pickup, mostly because it was all damaged and everything. But, it's technically $1, so can you really complain at that point? This movie's, it's okay. My girlfriend watches it a lot. She really likes this movie. So I've seen it the entire way once, and then bits and pieces whenever she's got it on while she's doing something. We got Little Monsters. I picked this movie up solely because it is written by two of my favorite writers of all time, Terry Rossio and Ted Elliott, who, if anybody knows anything about writers, knows that they did the greatest trilogy of all time. That's up for you to know what that is. I haven't watched this yet. It's the theme of my pickups, is that I buy more than I have time to watch. Little Women. Saw this in theaters. Really like this movie. It was really good. Everybody in this is great. I love Saoirse Ronan. Florence Pugh, my girl. Everyone's great in that movie. This movie came with the ladies' collection. I will eventually watch it just because it looks hilariously dumb. And that is LOL. I don't know anything about this movie, but it's got Miley Cyrus on the front on her phone, and the movie's called LOL. I think I can figure it out. Definitely going to get around to that one. This was $1. My hair is crazy right now. It was thunderstorming like a bitch today. So the Italian hair really curls up. Got this one for $1. I had never even heard of that. It's called Megan Levy, but it looks adorable. I love any movie that deals with animals. I like dog movies. It's funny that those became such a big thing, but I love them. I'm all for them. Dog movies are great. Dog's Purpose, Dog's Journey, The Art of Racing in the Rain. All hilarious. Love those movies. Miracle. Freaking great Kurt Russell movie. I love sports movies too. I don't watch sports. Can't stand it. But I love sports movies. And this was an Upgrade, Miracle at St. Anna. This is another really good Spike Lee movie. Not one of his bests, but still really good. Another movie I grabbed that I still have yet to watch, The Monuments Men. It's got a good cast. I know the reviews weren't that great, but I'm going to give it a try at some point. Why not? George Clooney, I mean, it really can't be that bad. This came in the women's collection, Morning Glory. I have not seen this yet, but we got Harrison Ford, we got Patrick Wilson, Rachel McAdams. Like, I'll get around to that. I know Heather will want to watch that one too, so I think that's a good one. Great movie. Mr. Mom. Picked this one up at Target. Looks really sick. Got a nice sweet slipcover. It's a really good movie. This movie came in the ladies collection, and at first it looked like probably the dumbest movie that I saw in there, but then I saw it was written and directed by Wes Craven, so pretty good. Another upgrade from a DVD, the comedy classic, The Other Guys. This is probably like my favorite Mark Wahlberg movie. He is so much better in comedies than he is in action. That's right, I said it. Another one that came in the ladies' collection, Paul Blart Mall Cop. Hate this movie, but I saw it in theaters. Gotta own it. People Like Us. Haven't seen this movie. Like most of the actors in it, though. My only thing is that it's written by the guys that write The Two Amazing Spider-Men, some of the Transformers, Kurtzman and Orci, I don't know. I probably pronounced that wrong. Sorry. But I don't really like those movies, so I'm hoping that their more dramatic fare might be more up my alley. Next was a Target pickup for Heather, and that was the Princess Diaries collection. We got this from the women's collection. I've never even heard of this movie. It's called The Rebound. Catherine Zeta-Jones, Justin Barthel. Looks like it's probably like a middle of the road to terrible romantic comedy, which would explain why I've never heard of it. Another movie I'd never heard of that was in this women's collection, Restless. I know literally nothing about this movie other than it's a Gus Van Sant film, and he did Good Will Hunting. But, I think there's a reason why I've never heard of it. I think it probably sucks. But I'll get around to it, just not anytime soon. Another upgrade, The Runaways. This is a solid rock and roll movie. I enjoyed it. Dakota Fanning and Kristen Stewart are really good in this movie. A movie I haven't seen yet, but I picked it up because it was like $1. Safe. Looks like a standard Jason Statham action movie. So I'm pumped to give that a try. I think that movie will be pretty solid. And then a movie I saw in theaters with Heather, Second Act. This was an okay rom-com / dramedy. It had its moments. The last stack of Blu-rays starts off with Shadow in the Cloud. There's a movie that came out in early January that I just picked up because it has a pretty interesting concept set in World War II. But it's written by Max Landis, so that's the only thing giving me caution. Most people know Max Landis as the writer of Victor Frankenstein and other shitty ones. I think he did American Ultra also. He's such a schlock. And that's terrible. Another upgrade, Snake Eyes, is a really good thriller. Brian De Palma. That's your good Nick Cage right there. You want to get up on that. Came in the women's collection, Something Borrowed. Heather loves this movie. I think it's pretty cute too. It's charming. It's one of the better ones that she showed me, so can't complain on that one. The Spiderwick Chronicles, 99 cents. I don't really know anything about this movie other than it's probably a fantasy movie. And yeah, I'll get around to it at some point. Looks alright. Oh, we got Spies in Disguise. This is a surprisingly good animated movie. I enjoyed it. I like animated movies. Most of them, even if they're pretty crappy, I find something to like about them. We got the 3-pack of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love these movies. They are also very silly, but They're so great. I love '90s movies where the plot did not matter about saving the world. It was just nonsense stuff. Like in the first one, it's just like a group of punks just stealing crap for the fuck of it, and the turtles got to stop them. It's like that in the first Fast and Furious movie. They're just like stealing Panasonic DVDs and TVs. Like it's just now they're in outer space. This fucking franchise. Came in the woman's collection, but it was also an upgrade from DVD. The Tourist. I've never seen this movie. It gets shit on all the time. I'm surprised it hasn't made me want to watch it more. I just haven't gotten around to it. Maybe one day. Another shitty Johnny Depp movie, Transcendence. Have yet to watch this one either, but it was only $1, so I figured I'd pick it up. So one day I'd give it a shot. Another upgrade from DVD, Trouble with the Curve. This is a really good sports movie. It's Clint Eastwood. You can't go wrong. That's all you need to know. Clint Eastwood's in it. I'm in. Underwater. This is a solid thriller also. I enjoyed this movie. I saw it in theaters with Heather. And it had its moments. There were some moments in this movie that were like really chilling and thrilling. And then some moments that were really stupid. But for the most part, it's a solid movie. There are worse ways to spend nights at the theater. Like I did tonight, seeing Zola. This was in the women's collection. Unknown. Have yet to see it. It's, I think, one of the only Liam Neeson action movies to slip by my hands. But I'm going to rectify that and watch this now. Hopefully it's good. Wanderlust. This is a really dumb comedy, but I like it. I think it has a lot of really funny moments. Paul Rudd, Jennifer Aniston are great in it. Justin Theroux is really funny. Malin Ackerman. Catherine Hahn, before she was Catherine Hahn now. Really funny. Kay, or Jordan Peele. I always get them mixed up. I just don't know why. Jordan Peele is in this movie too, and he has a lot of really funny moments. This came in the woman's collection. We Bought a Zoo. I've never seen it, but I've heard some really funny reviews about it. So I'm definitely going to check it out now. Might be one of the greatest comedies of all time. Wedding Crashers. Oh, God bless you. Wedding Crashers. It's Vince Vaughn's best movie by a mile. He's so freaking funny in that movie. Another upgrade. White House Down. I like this movie. It's entertaining. Roland Emmerich does not make bad movies. He makes entertaining movies that just happen to be bad. No, but that one's a good one. I enjoy it. Olympus Has Fallen is still better, but that definitely is still a good movie. And then finally on the Blu-ray collection for the month of June came from the woman Zookeeper. I expect this to be terrible, but I'm going to watch it anyway. And now we move on to our 4Ks. And kicking off that list is an upgrade, one of my favorite action movies, Air Force One. Get off my plane. Harrison Ford is the man. Gary Oldman's the man. William H. Macy's the man before he was the man in this movie. This is just a great action movie. And if you haven't seen it by now, I can't help you. A movie I picked up because it was like $7. Wasn't the biggest fan of it in theaters, but I saw it, so of course I gotta own it. That's Baywatch. This has its moments. I mean, like, I don't think it's terrible, but it's definitely not good. And I think it was the movie where I started to like get tired of The Rock, where I was just like, so that's it. Like, he's just gonna be himself in every movie. Like, he pretty much just turned himself into a brand, which, I mean, it works for him. He's making $1 gajillion from it, but I don't know. I just feel like his movies are not for me anymore. Not about it. I'm a Dave Bautista guy now. Beetlejuice, really great movie. Love this movie. I haven't watched it in a while, so I'm going to have to watch this again soon. But Beetlejuice is such a fantastic dark comedy. Gotta check it out. Back when Johnny Depp was the man in his quest to become Johnny Depp. Braveheart. I mean, What could be said about Braveheart that hasn't already been said a million times by everybody? The movie's fantastic, even if Mel Gibson's a psychopath. Brawl in Cell Block 99. I got this from Prime Day. I've never seen it, but I hear this movie is fucking incredible. The guy who did Bone Tomahawk did it, and I love Bone Tomahawk, so I'm super excited to watch this one. Maybe I might have a new favorite Vince Vaughn movie. I doubt it, though. You just can't beat his performance in Wedding Crashers. Brightburn. The trailer I really liked, and then the reviews weren't that great, so I never ended up seeing it in theaters. But I always wanted to check this one out, and it was cheap enough at Best Buy and on 4K with this little pretty slipcover that I thought I had to pull the trigger. I can't wait to watch this. I just got this like probably one of the tail end days of June too, so one of the newer ones I've gotten. Casino. This movie is really awesome. A little long. It's a bit longer than it needs to be, but everyone in this movie is bringing their A game. It is a fantastic gangster movie. Another movie I got with Prime Day, E.T. This is my second favorite movie of all time. This is just so perfectly made. There's a reason people have been aping off this movie all these years later. You know, without this movie, you wouldn't have Super 8. You wouldn't have so many great science fiction movies that we have today. This is quintessential. Stallone, First Blood. It's probably the most calm Rambo movie around. The most restrained, I guess we could say. It's the one that actually tries to be like serious in a sense. It's great. It's a really good movie. I still happen to like the second one better, but that's probably their most like art housey of the ones. Forrest Gump. I mean, how can you not have the Gump? Gotta have the Gump. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this movie. I can watch this movie, and I can walk in at any point, any time in the movie if somebody's got it on. I have to watch it until the end. If I come across it at any point in time, you have to finish. It's law. It's absolute law. Godzilla vs. Kong. Just like I said with Godzilla King of Monsters, the action scenes in this movie, really cool. Everything else is dog shit. Hobbs and Shaw. Saw it in theaters. Had to get it. This is where I really turned on the Fast and Furious franchise. I do not like this movie. It is fucking stupid. And I think this was the one where like the Fast and Furious movies went from being stupid, fun entertainment to just being stupid. It's not great. Picked up the Matrix trilogy. I got this pretty much so that I could have the first one on 4K. But also, being a completionist, I figured I might as well get the whole trilogy, have the whole collection in there. 2 is okay. It's not great. And then Revolutions is just absolute nonsense. And I hate that movie. And I'm not even really excited for The Matrix 4. I mean, obviously I'm going to see it because I try to see everything, but I'm in no way, shape, or form excited. Monster Hunter. This is decent enough. It's fine. It's got some fun moments in it. The creature designs look incredible. They're probably the best part about the movie. The effects look really good. So it'll be cool to watch this again on 4K. See how those hold up. New Mutants. Have yet to watch it. I am excited to watch it though because of how terrible the reviews are for it. But it's got some good people in it. You know, it's got Anna Taylor-Joy. How can I not watch one of her movies? She's awesome. We got Nobody. This is a good movie. It's a fine action movie. They should just call it like John Wick spinoff because it's pretty much a John Wick movie made from one of the guys who did John Wick. But it's still good. It's still interesting. Christopher Lloyd, having him in it was a hoot. But other than that, just standard fare. Classic Philadelphia. Got this on Prime Day. One of my favorite Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington movies. This movie is just such a powerhouse drama. it's a good reason why Tom Hanks won that year for that movie. It's because he's fucking phenomenal. My favorite of the Rambo movies, Rambo First Blood Part 2. This movie is all out insanity with a writing credit from my boy James Cameron, which goes a long way to explaining why this one is my favorite one. I always wondered as a kid, and as I got older, I realized it's because James Cameron. Requiem for a Dream. This is a really fucking weird and fucked up movie, but I would expect nothing less from Darren Aronofsky, who is such a hit or miss director for me. I mean, all of his movies are very well made and good. It's just they're not always for me. Skyscraper. This is another movie I got purely because I saw it in theaters. Actually, more than Hobbs and Shaw, this is probably the movie where I started to turn on The Rock. It's just not good, cheesy action, and it's the most noticeable one where you can tell that like he's just turning himself into a brand, and it's just The Rock in this, and it's just not interesting to me. With the 2-movie pack of the Tomb Raiders, the first one is god awful. It's god awful. The second one is still god awful, but less god awful. But they do look really good in 4K, so it was still fun to rewatch these movies after not having seen them probably since they first came out. And then the last 4K pickup, which I actually just came out on Tuesday, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I'm pumped to watch this again. I think this will look really good in 4K. I actually only watched this movie once. I was never a Willy Wonka guy. It just was not my thing. But I am interested in going back and rewatching this movie since I probably haven't seen it since I was like 12, 13. And now we come to our last piece of the collection, which is our Steelbooks. We got A Quiet Place. This is an older Steelbook, but I found it at Best Buy, and they had it for like $17, so I had to get it because I freaking love this movie. And I really wanted this movie in 4K because I think it will probably look and sound amazing. Backdraft. This is a hilarious movie. I mean, like, it's action packed and it's great, but it's like it's so fucking silly. But it's part of its charm. Having Kurt Russell play his own son, inspired, just absolutely inspired. It's got a really cool back to it. Also, I really like this movie. It looked really good on 4K too. A new one that I just picked up this past Tuesday, Battle Beyond the Stars. I really know nothing about this movie other than that cover looks sick, and James Cameron worked on the movie before he became famous, so I gotta check that out. So this looks like it's gonna be like a really weird 80s sci-fi movie, and I am all for it. A Barnes & Noble's pickup. I had a gift card to it, and there were no good books out that were striking me, so went into the old Blu-ray 4K collection area and found this bad boy. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. This is a really great Steven Spielberg movie. One of his best sci-fi movies. You got Richard Dreyfuss looking up in the back. I'm showing up down there. I haven't watched this movie in a while either, so I'm really excited to go back and watch it again because I loved that movie as a kid. We got Dirty Dancing. Look at that, making all kinds of glares. Dirty Dancing. It's a great movie. What more needs to be said? We got Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's another classic movie. I've never been the biggest fan of Ferris Bueller in this movie, but it's still fun enough. I like most aspects of it. I got this amazing King Kong Steelbook. I can't wait to watch this movie. I freaking love King Kong. And I'm pretty sure the extended version's on this one also. So, really excited to watch this movie again, especially in 4K. The animated Mulan Steelbook. Freaking great looking Steelbook. Animated movie is a classic. What more needs to be said? The original My Bloody Valentine. I've yet to watch this, but I'm really looking forward to it because I've been kind of on an old school horror kick lately. For the longest time, I didn't watch horror movies mostly because, spoiler alert, I like to smoke weed when I watch a movie. And marijuana and horror movies do not always mix for me. So I always stayed away from them. But now, finally getting back into them, and the movie that got me back into them was finally watching The Conjuring, which is one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. But that jumped me right back into it. I'm back in now. So I'm trying to catch up on all that huge genre that I've missed out on. And that is definitely one of the better ones on the list that I want to get to. Pretty in Pink, another John Hughes classic. This movie's alright. I'm not the biggest John Hughes guy with these kinds of movies, like this one, The Breakfast Club, Weird Science, and all those movies. Like, I like them, but I've never been like, fuck, man, these movies are amazing. I gotta watch these all the time. This never was my thing. Sicario Steelbook just came out. This is a really great freaking movie. I love Taylor Sheridan, Denis Villeneuve, just firing on all cylinders with this one. And then I got the movie based on the Pink Floyd album, The Wizard of Oz. I love this movie. I used to watch this movie all the time, mainly because of syncing up Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon to this movie. So I spent many occasions toking one back and enjoying that. So you can imagine, I've seen this movie a lot, and it's just really good. I love this movie. Really good classic. And then at the tail end, behind our Steelbooks, I have my animal documentaries because I love watching movies about nature. And I picked up Dynasties, and this is freaking awesome. Looks great in 4K. If you like nature documentaries, get on this one because it's freaking amazing. And that's my collection. It's another shitload of movies, but find good deals on them. So I'm not always spending a lot of money. I'm just utilizing my money smartly to get maximum amount of movies. So we'll see how July goes. A lot of really good releases coming out that I'm super excited for. Scott Pilgrim is one of them, coming out on 4K with a sweet steelbook. Almost Famous, one of my favorite movies of all time, is getting a steelbook that I'm absolutely getting. And then a few others, like Space Jam, Howard the Duck, which are also, for some reason, getting steelbooks. But I'll probably just pick up the regular slipcovers for those because I never really liked Howard the Duck, and I don't think the Space Jam steelbook looks that cool. It's just a basketball court. It isn't very, pleasing to me. But that'll do it for now, everybody. As always, for those of you who stuck around, I appreciate it. Here is a sweet movie code for you guys to enjoy. It is to the movie Nobody. So if you like your action, you better hop on it. As always, write down in the comments if you got it so everybody else knows not to try. And until the next time, adventure on.